Friends, 1020 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. However, I am going to start today with whatever has happened and is happening in Syria today. First, few important statements. Russian Foreign Minister has said that Russian Federation is not part of changes negotiations in Syria, and ex-president of Syria, Assad, and his family have arrived in Moscow after he stepped down as president in Syria and so-called sanctioned transfer of power peacefully. He has been granted asylum in Russia. Earlier, American media speculation that his aeroplane was shot by some surface-to-air missiles in Syria was false. Now, Netanyahu has said that 1974 agreement with Syria is annulled and new buffer line oblique zone between Golan Heights and Tara, Quanetra has started now, wherein the IDF has advanced into Syrian territory and occupied. IDF struck more than 100 targets by airstrikes, while Pentagon too has launched more than dozens of them in Syria, the important military installations and elsewhere. Whatever is happening in Syria or in Middle East, Netanyahu is overjoyed and said that Syria is a sure blow to Iran and Hezbollah, and new opportunity for Israel is there and is advancing in Syria. In addition to Syria, Turkey, even France, American regime are congratulating each other. In the meantime, fight is on, like in east of Aleppo. Syrian National Army carried out big assault on Syrian Democratic Front positions in adjacent areas, advanced, however, retreated later. Relatively a secular Syria, filled with corruption, crime, and atrocities against people, have landed in deeper, chaotic situation where Islamic terrorists and imperialist powers will plunder whatever Syria had or has. As far as Gaza Strip is concerned, IDF continues striking in Zabalia down to Khan Yunis and even in Lebanon and destroying structures in Qiyam. There is situation where one feels sad, but the thing is, if you are angry with whatever is happening, rethink about what you had discarded earlier. That is a socialist revolution. If you're already with it, then work for it. In Ukraine, in southern war zone, Russians advanced east of Rivenopil and reached western outskirts of Makarivka and Starozhin in Zaporozhye Oblast, while in east coming to Kurakhov-Pokrovsk direction. South of Kurakhov, Russian army expanded control zone south of Pushkina along with forest belts. Russians have reached western bank of Kurakhov reservoir and have captured Dakhne or Dakinskoye and even Zelenoye. Towards Pokrovsk direction, Russians have entered in Vidrozhenia and out of it, Dakinsky and Novotroitsky and north of Pushkina. Toretsk, Russians have been advancing in the center of the city along Mayakovsky Street and almost control full Zabalka neighborhood. North Ukrainian is withdrawing from Toretsk mines. Chasivyar-Siversk, I did not get many informations, so I will assume no changes. Northeast Ukraine, Kupyansk-Svatovo-Kreminna direction, Russians advance northeast of Zeleny High or Zeleny Gai. North of Kharkiv, no changes in Slobozansky direction. Interdiction missions continuing as before, coming to now Kursk region. Russians have advanced eastern outskirts of Plekho. Russians repelled many Ukrainian attacks like in Kruglakoe, Martinovka, Nizhny Klin, Sudja district, Cherkaskoe, Poraknoe, Pavlovka, Vezilovka, Zuravka in Sumy directions. As far as territorial changes are concerned, in Korinovo district, Ukrainians advanced in Pogorevki and recaptured 50% of it, while in Sudja districts, Russians now fully control Plekho. While talking about the war in Sudan, the Sudanese armed forces are advancing along Blue Line River. South Korean President Yoon Seuk Yeol finally has resigned. Interior Minister too has resigned. In Italy, huge protests took place where the protesters put the pictures of Meloni, Netanyahu, and others with cow dung, etc., and wrote on it, "War is a shit show, genocide is a shit show." While there have been joyful rallies in support of the terrorists in Syria, in various Western countries, though in a small number of people joined them. And that's all for the day, friends. See you tomorrow. Thank you.